I wanted to revisit Dominaria Remastered. So Dominaria Remastered was released about 6 months ago. It was January 13th, 2023. I wanted to check in on this set because there were a lot of pre-modern legal cards that were reprinted in this set. That's my focus. Old frame, pre-modern cards. I would like to purchase the old bordered versions for my decks, but instead of buying them right away, I wanted to wait a little bit, see if maybe the Dominaria reprints would reduce the price of the old versions. Let's start with the Tutors. These are cards that I didn't wait to buy. These are cards, as soon as we got back into Magic, I was like, oh, I need some Tutors. I started buying some Tutors.
Smart.
I was surprised how expensive they were. I should have waited a little bit longer. It's good that I didn't get all the Tutors that I wanted, because there's still opportunity for me to get some of these that are at cheaper prices. But I did load up on Enlightened Tutors. I think I have 3 Enlightened Tutors. They reprinted Mirage Block Tutors, Enlightened Tutor, Mystical Tutor, Worldly Tutor. They reprinted Vampiric Tutor, and they reprinted Gamble. I made a bad decision buying my Enlightened Tutors when I did. Enlightened Tutor has collapsed, Alex. So if you ever wanted to start establishing your Enlightened Tutor position, this is not a terrible time. This is a card that had just been going up steadily in price for years. Just chugging along. It's like the Johnson & Johnson of Mirage cards. It's like, what else is just like a steady compounder? Give me another stock. The Coca-Cola of Mirage cards. But then this is what happens. Somebody releases the Coca-Cola secret recipe. The price collapses. I was buying this card. I think I bought my 3 copies for like around $35 each. And it just has plummeted. It's back down to like 2018, 2019 prices almost. Will it drop further? I don't know. Mystical Tutors dropped a lot too. Let's take a look at this price chart. Like the 6th edition ones are pretty much the same price as the Mirage. I don't know why typically people like to go for the black border version and pick up the black border version like a lot more often than any white border version. But the 6th edition of Mirage prices for these tutors are pretty similar. But you can get the Mystical Tutors for under $10. I think I only bought 2 Mystical Tutors. Worldly Tutor's the second most expensive tutor from this cycle. And it's down to almost $10. Is it below 2019 prices according to MTG stocks? I think it is. So now's a great time to pick up these tutors. And you can see like it was right. All these tutors we looked at right in January. That's when they start having. So it was really the reprint here. I don't know if the price of the Vampiric Tutor has been touched as much. Originally printed in Visions, then reprinted in Classic 6th edition. This one had been dropping for quite some time. We go to January, $60. Now it's $40. Hasn't moved as much as the Mirage Tutors, but still, not a bad time to get in. My take-home message from this part would be, get your tutors, people. If you don't have your tutors, buy your tutors. You could also maybe wait 6 more months. Maybe they'll drop even further, but they're already back to 2018 prices.
Yeah, I can't see. It seems like a pretty safe time to try to buy them. How much more are they going to drop, Especially the old ones.
Gamble dropped from above 20 down to 14. Not quite half, but that's a significant drop. This is the Urza's Saga card. If you don't remember this one, Alex, we never played with Gamble. 1 red sorcery, search your library for a card, put that card into your hand, then discard a card at random, shuffle your library after. It's scary.
Scary.
Then they had a list of other cards, too, that they rarity shifted and printed in Dominaria Remastered. One was a card that you and I remembered from Ice Age that we never played with. And then when we came back to Magic, we found out that it was way more expensive than we ever expected it to be.
Yeah.
And it was because people were playing it like crazy. And Commander, it's an Ice Age common 1. So there's literally like 4 billion copies of this card floating around.
Although many of them have crayon on them and are scratched across concrete surfaces repeatedly.
Yeah. Or somebody took a Sharpie and wrote Mock Sapphire on the front.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like $10 when we first got back into Magic. We were like, what the hell? I never thought a Ice Age common would get up to $10. But it started dropping for various reasons before the reprint, but still it was close to $10 in January, and it's plummeted $4. So you can pick up Mystic Remorse pretty cheap. A couple other cards shifted from uncommon to rare. Arborea was one. Alex,
Okay.
this is an Enchant World. You were like, Enchant Worlds are never going to be reprinted. Load up on Enchant Worlds. I didn't load up on Enchant Worlds, but I did buy an Arborea. Original Legends. Price drop, but not all that much. I think I bought mine for close to $20. It was in the upper teens. Now
Yeah, I bought
MTG
mine for
bucks.
like 19, I think, or 20, 19 bucks.
$16. $16. So it hasn't dropped much. No, this is a Legends card. Legends uncommon. Gemstone Mine was also shifted from uncommon to rare. Gemstone Mine is a card that I always really liked.
I like it too.
I put it in a lot of decks. It's been making its way into a lot of my pre-modern decks, especially because of the lack of dual lands. So when I have decks that I want to build with 3 colors, I've been going the Gemstone Mine route. Gemstone Mine, it far off its high. I don't know why. Sometimes in like 2019, this card was approaching $20. Don't know what was going on there. It came back to earth about a year later. But right now, Gemstone Mine, like after that reprint, $4, it's cheaper than it's been in like almost 10 years.
Yeah, I bought mine for like $5 last year, 5 or 6, I think.
If you wanted old border Gemstone Mine, it's like this is a great time to buy them, in my opinion. And then there was a series of cards that were rarity shifted from rare to mythic rare. And a lot of these are cool pre-modern cards that I didn't want to buy because I don't have like an immediate use for them. But I could see myself playing with them in the future. And if they keep dropping in price, I'm going to pick some up. First is Hunting Grounds. This is an enchantment from Judgment. And you can see it was dropping a little bit already. But from the announcement of Dominaria Remastered, it's halved in price. Down to $6 from like $12, $13 down to $6. This is an enchantment, 1 green, 1 white, threshold. When we do our threshold episode, we'll probably bring this up.
Okay.
Whenever an opponent plays a spell, you may put a creature card from your hand into play. No Mercy. This was another reprint that was rarity shifted from rare to mythic rare. It hasn't dropped as much, but it is coming down. It did come down more after its reprint. It was already on its way down. It was originally a rare from Urza's Legacy. 2 colorless, 2 black enchantment. Whenever a creature successfully deals damage to you, do you destroy it? This is a good card for obvious reasons. I like cards that you can run in like. You don't even have to run this in like a creatureless deck. You know, like the Abyss, where you would just want artifact creatures or no creatures, and you just have something on the board to get rid of their creatures. You could still run your creatures just fine with a No Mercy deck. But
yeah, you just
your
don't want
opponents
blockers. You just use them for attacking.
$25, not a bad pickup. Definitely far off of its all-time highs of $50 back in 2021. So that's No Mercy. Time Stretch. Time Stretch was another card that I liked.
I don't think.
Wanted to pick up. Was expensive. Has gotten a little less expensive after its reprint. I say a little less expensive. More than a little. Reprinted in 10th edition. I want to go to the Odyssey. The Odyssey version, I think, has cephalids in the art. Was up to 30, 25, plummeted. This one is one that just plummeted as soon as the reprint was announced. Halved in price. Time Stretch. 8 colorless, 2 blue, sorcery. Target player takes 2 extra turns after this one. So it's a double time walk. And there were ways.
Double time walk.
There were ways to like cheat this out, I believe.
Yeah.
Last Chance. Another card that was rarity shifted from rare to mythic rare. I think originally printed in Mirage. Now in Dominaria Remastered. Again, you can get these things cheap as hell if you just want to pick up the new frame version. Dominaria Remastered. 2 red, sorcery, take an extra turn after this one. At the beginning of that turn's end step, you lose the game. This was always a fun, like red deck win style card to play back in the day. Was this not a Mirage card? Am I like hallucinating?
You're probably confusing it with Final Fortune.
I am confusing with Final Fortune. Okay, so it was just a portal card. Oh, smokes. Okay.
I mean, it's
So
the
this
same
one-
as Final Fortune.
Okay.
I think they just basically they just reprinted it with a different name in Portal.
Okay, that makes sense then. This I don't want to say this is affected by the Dominaria Remastered reprint, because while it definitely started dropping after January, it had already been dropping for like 2.5 years. From a high price of $100, Final Fortune in Mirage was available for about $17 market price, and now it's $22, $24. Two red, instant. This is the difference.
Oh, okay.
Final Fortune is an instant. Last chance is a sorcery. Take another turn after this one. You lose the game at the end of that turn. That makes all the difference, Alex.
It does. My bad.
I'm actually
I thought there was a
disappointed.
little difference when I said it. I was going to say something like it's almost the same, but I was like, I knew it was pretty close.
There were a lot of Mirage cards that I still want to pick up like playsets of. I don't need a playset of Final Fortune. I'd be happy with 2 of these. I don't ever see myself ever playing
Yeah, you
more
need
than
4
2
of
in a
them
single deck.
for sure. No.
Probably only have just 1 in a deck,
Yeah.
but
I might have 2. Maybe I'll trade you one.
I'm disappointed to see these Mirage card prices going up at all right now. I want everything to drop. I was used to them dropping from their 2021 highs. Now they're on their way back up, just like the S&P 500.
I want Final Fortune to go because I have it.
It's making me difficult. It's making it more difficult for me to accumulate my position. Next card that was rarity shifted from rare originally to mythic rare and Dominaria Remastered and reprinted. I was happy to see this one drop. Nut Collector. Originally printed in Odyssey. I wanted to buy this card because I'm like, squirrel decks would be fun. And then squirrels went insane in 2021, 2022. But Nut Collector, if you bought them in 2022, they were $50. You're upset. But now I'm excited because I want to start picking some up for about $6.
That is a big drop, huh?
Crazy. I don't know what was going
just
on.
The squirrel fervor faded.
I have no idea, Alex. All the squirrel cards are coming down. 5 colorless, 1 green creature druid, 1/1. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may put a 1/1 green squirrel creature token into play. If you have threshold, all squirrels get +2/+2. So very cool, but really just in a squirrel deck.
Yeah.
I don't think this many people wanted to start playing squirrel decks all of a sudden from 2021 to like beginning of 2022. It friggin' 10x'd in a year. Another card that I wanted, Urza's Incubator. This is a card I wanted for my Angel deck. I never put the Angel deck together because Urza's Incubator is expensive. But it's getting less expensive. This is something that was just going up and up and up and up. And then I feel like this price drop is definitely due to the reprint. They announced the reprint, and that's when it started plummeting. So it's almost halved in price. $45 to 20 something or 30. Urza's Incubator. 3 colorless artifact. When Urza's Incubator comes into play, choose a creature type. Angels, maybe. Creature spells of the chosen type cost 2 colorless less to play. There's Urza. That's the thing he's incubating. Final card. Also a card that I'll probably never buy. Test of Endurance. This was rarity shifted from rare to mythic rare. Originally printed in Judgment. Collapsed starting January 2023 from about $20 to significantly under $10. Test of Endurance is 2 colorless, 2 white enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you have 50 or more life, you win the game.
Is this not banned in Commander?
Test of Endurance. Legal and Commander.
All right. Well, I know what I'm building.
Okay, Test of Endurance deck. Pillow Fort Test of Endurance. Well, that's the end of my review of the cards that were reprinted in Dominaria Remastered that affected the price of some old frame cards that I want to pick up in the future, except for potentially Legacy Weapon.
That's cool. What are they fighting each other with, by the way?
Those things.
What? What is that?
Antique lamp bases.